What's going on, guys? Dave here and welcome to QC Dads. On this channel we discuss some of the latest technology going on in the world. In today's video we're talking about the target buyer for the Z Fold 2 and the purpose of purchasing a device of this sort. So let's talk about the target buyer for the Z Fold 2. I think it's someone who's looking for convenience, someone who wants to do multitasking on the go. I also think of, from a corporate standpoint, someone who is maybe on a conference call and they want to take notes, or maybe someone who is presenting a conference call and they want to kind of read their notes. I think the target buyer is someone who wants to be admired. I kind of think of someone who maybe owns a Tesla. They want the latest technology that's available, and they kind of want to turn heads at the same time. I recall, buying this super expensive Dyson fan, and I did a review on it. I'll leave the card below, but I kind of bought it because, I had some disposable income, and I think people who are looking at the Z Fold 2, they have some disposable income. Or maybe it's someone who maybe doesn't have the disposable income, but they want to kind of give the illusion that they have a large amount of a disposable income. Now, before we, move on to the purpose of this device, if you're enjoying the video, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, ensure that you're subscribed so you can continue to get more content. What is the purpose of this device? I will say I really had a hard time thinking of different scenarios for multitasking on a Z Fold 2. I tend to wonder if Samsung, they kind of make technology just for the sake of technology, but at the end of the day, guys, it's really up to developers, and I will say hardware is just part of it. It's just part of it. Now, when it relates to software of things, Samsung did implement Flex Mode, which is kind of cool. They also added app continuity, which is also kind of cool. And like I mentioned again, and I'll say it again, it's all about the software. Now, when purchasing this device, you're kind of purchasing a tablet and a smartphone, right? And right now, we all can agree that tablet apps for Android are just not there, and for the most part, if they are, a lot of the apps just kind of stink. But hey, stick around to the end of the video. I want to share with you guys how software integration may not be a huge hurdle for developers. I will say that Apple, I feel at this point in time, could potentially make a better foldable when it relates to software, simply because they have the developers on board when it relates to the tablet. I would say at this point in time, if you're not really looking to purchase this device for a convenience standpoint, buy yourself an Android phone and get yourself a cheap iPad. The tablet experience is going to be way better. At this point in time, I think a lot of the apps that you're going to be using on a Z Fold are just going to be blown up phone apps, and that's not going to give you that experience that you're looking for when it relates to app continuity. And I just know, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the apps are not going to be supported for app continuity. So let's kind of talk about this device from the purpose of an entertainment hub. I feel like this would give us a really great gaming experience, for a casual gamer. You have that 120 hertz display. Now, I haven't really seen this implemented yet, but I think since we do have Flex Mode, I think for games, if you use the bottom portion for controls, that would be kind of cool. This would allow you not to kind of cover up the gameplay, and you get just a better experience. With that said, you really got to think about that delicate screen. So, you got your pros and cons with this device. But kind of focusing back on the target buyer, it's all about convenience, but, you got to ask yourself, what about the experience? At this point in time, most games and video out there are at a 16:9 aspect ratio. In this device here, it's a 25:9 aspect ratio. And the internal screen is a 22:5. Now, Samsung, they've developed apps custom apps for this this custom ratio. But again, hardware is just part of it. It's all up to developers getting on board. Now, I'm not a developer, but I just want to kind of give Samsung credit. It seems like making alterations, to your code are pretty straightforward on, Samsung's developer website. But you also got to think, can, Apple keep its developers happy in this day and age? You got this whole thing with Epic Games going on. Will developers try to move to, maybe Android as we go on? Only time will tell. If you guys are picking up the Galaxy Fold, does my assessment line with you as a target buyer? Also, what is your purpose of buying this device, the Z Fold 2? Leave the comments below. I would love to hear from you.